Hello and welcome to my Femininity class. Today's topic is to revive your femininity with softer spaces. I appreciate your attending. My name is Andrea and I'll be guiding you through today's class. So I'm always curious, how did you hear about today's class and where are you calling in from? Please let me know in the comments below. It's just always helpful to see how our community is growing throughout the world. And I appreciate you sharing. So a little bit about me. I'm calling in from Maryland on the East Coast of the US, and I'm a wife and mother of 4. So each day, my family and I, we live with 12 healthy habits in order to enjoy a better quality of life and also to support the success of all that God called us to do. And because these habits have been so transformative to our lives, I do my best to share guidance on how to both implement and stick with each of these helpful habits so that we can all live truly thriving lives together. So I'll share more about the other videos, workbooks, classes, and support groups that I offer throughout the week. But for now, I do want to go ahead and jump right into today's class. So our goal for today is to discover ways to soften your space for a feminine ambiance that both uplifts you and reflects your personality too. While we're together today, we'll reflect on the current state of our spaces. We'll learn about ways to soften and beautify our spaces. We'll discuss ways to go beyond neat and tidy to create a very pretty, very feminine space. And we'll also do our best to ensure that our spaces are a very positive reflection of ourselves as well. So let's start by looking at the current state of our spaces. So what's the current state of each of your spaces? You can go room by room by room. Your kitchen, living room, dining room, bedroom, even your clothes closet, the hallway closet, maybe even your yard or your car, your office. These are all the spaces that you want to look into and soften because they're all a reflection of you and they all affect, how you feel within your space. So before we try to add that feminine touch, we want to make sure that we take time to declutter what's hiding the natural beauty of the space. So in each space, take time to declutter and get rid of as much excess as possible. And you don't want to just relocate it to another room. You want to make sure that you actually get it out of your home. So in your kitchen, just clear everything off the counters, every dish, every appliance, to make sure that there's plenty of space for you to cook delicious meals in. In the living room, avoid using your couch for storage space for coats, for clothes, for laundry, etc. You want to make sure that your guests have a very inviting place to sit. In your dining room, make sure that all the mail and the papers are off the dining room table. Make sure that it stays completely empty, with the exception of maybe some flowers, so that you have a very clean slate to start with when you go to set the table. And so that people can eat there and the mail that was sitting there won't be saying spots taken. In your bedroom, the place that we tend to hide a few things that we don't really have a place for. Just make sure that you remove everything that doesn't belong in a bedroom so that you can use that as a clutter-free space to relax. In the bathroom, make sure that you declutter to get rid of as much as possible, not just relocating it to another room, but making sure that you get that out of your home. Be sure to remove all products and tools that are in sight and make the countertops and the floor completely empty so that it's easier to clean. In the closets, make sure that you let go of any unnecessary items that are in your closets, especially in the coat closet. Make sure that it is a very clean and inviting space for your guests' coats. Make sure there's enough hangers and that it's a very inviting space where they feel comfortable leaving their belongings. In the yard, make sure that you're decluttering the yard so that it's inviting to be in. So that would include getting rid of any junk piles that have been stored out there for a while. In the car, make sure that you declutter the car so that it'll be available to transport people. That the seat is available, you don't have to rush and rumble through to try to clear the seats. That the car is available and smells fresh and is clean and vacuumed and everything. And in your office, you want to make sure that you declutter your desk and declutter your drawers so that you can be more productive. All right, so once we have cleared out that space, it's time to clean. Now remember, we want to make sure our space is very comfortable in and a place that we feel like we can relax with our guests. So it helps to make sure that the space is nice and clean. In general, this means things like sweeping, mopping, cleaning the windows, cleaning the walls and doors. Specifically in the kitchen, make sure that you're cleaning the inside and outside of the cabinets, that you clean the inside and out of the oven and the fridge, the dishwasher and the microwave. And in the living room, you want to make sure that you're cleaning under the couch. That way, if anybody happens to drop something during the party, you can be confident that it's clean enough to move the couch and you won't be embarrassed. In the dining room, make sure that you clean the table off so that it's nice and crumb-free and ready for the delicious meals. In the bedroom, be sure to wash your linens regularly. In the bathroom, make sure that your mirrors, counters, sink, drawers, that the toilet and everything is always impeccably clean so that your bathroom can be a place where you enjoy pampering yourself, and it can be a very comfortable space for your guests to use your restroom. In the yard, make sure that all the outdoor chairs and tables are clean and free from dirt and pollen. And in the car, make sure you're vacuuming those seats and the floors, clean the windows inside and out, get a car wash as well. You can go to a car detailer or you can do it yourself, whatever works best for you. And in your office, make sure you're dusting and cleaning those surfaces around you so that those can stay nice and clean as well. If you've recently given birth, or maybe your knees or your back aren't what they used to be, or you're just not able to clean for whatever the reason, that's okay. You can forgo your mani-pedi, you can bring your lunch to work for the week, whatever you've got to do. Save up some extra cash, or ask a loved one, or hire someone to give your home a good and thorough cleaning. It doesn't have to be weekly. Just do a good deep clean a few times each year. So now that you've taken time to declutter your space and give it a good deep clean, now's a perfect time to soften your space with decor and to add that feminine touch. So to make sure that the ambiance that we breathe in is very appealing, it helps to decorate with our 5 senses in mind. That way we can delight whatever we see, smell, hear, taste, and touch. To ensure the space is inviting to the eye, make sure that you use color and a color scheme. Try different shapes, and some warm lighting as well can be helpful. And this helps to add a feminine touch to the visual aesthetics. Now you want to avoid dark colors and avoid a very gloomy looking room. Avoid too many mute colors. Avoid a room that looks washed out. Try to stick to bright colors. Do want to have control over the color, but we want to stick to bright colors and try to stick to a color scheme. So a color scheme might be everything in the room is yellow and orange, or everything in the room is blue and pink. And even if you have a very eclectic style, there are color schemes that include 4 or 5 colors. And as far as which shapes to use for your pillows and other decor, just try to use very smooth, very organic shapes. And those are the most feminine. To ensure that the space is interesting to use, a variety of textures is very visually interesting and just a really nice touch. So have some things that are soft, some things that are smooth, some things that are fluffy, etc. But everything doesn't have to be soft. It's still good to have that textural variety and contrast. So to add a feminine touch to the textural experience, make sure that you have lots of pillows and throw blankets in your living room and in your bedroom, and even nice car blankets as well for a chilly weather. So to ensure that the space is a calming space to the ear, try to fill the air with the delightful sounds to add to the feminine touch. Audio aesthetics like playing music with a low volume, playing natural nature sounds, or just simply opening up a window so that you have enough real sounds of nature. To make sure it's a feminine touch to the scent, make sure that you keep the scent light and that you avoid synthetic scents to be considerate of any guests that might have allergies to fragrances. So you can try using natural potpourri. Try flowers like white lilies to fill the air with a very fresh scent, or you can use essential oils as a diffuser, or just cook something nice. To ensure that the space seems delicious to taste, make sure that you have plenty of healthy foods available, including a fully stocked fridge and pantry. To add to the visual aesthetics, make sure that you have something that looks delicious to eat that's out and ready, like a bowl of fruit or some healthy snacks in a basket. And you can even do a healthy snack basket in the living room or in the car or in your office. So amongst all these aesthetics, we want to make sure that we have a personal touch. All these tips for decorating and feminine touches should simply be a secondary complement to the primary factor, your own personal style. So it could be a modern style with African prints. It might be a Gothic style with a rock theme. It could be a bohemian style with a nature theme, or a beachy farmhouse style. Whichever style you choose, just be sure that you personalize it with your own favorite artwork, your own favorite photos, some quotes or maybe scriptures. You can add your own keepsakes, some fresh candles that maybe you made yourself. You can decorate with your own paint and have your own favorite books and literature on the walls as well. So all these aspects will help to make sure that your space will reflect the unique essence of who you are, as well as making sure that your space has a very beautiful feminine ambiance. So you may have noticed earlier that I said that my family and we live with 12 healthy habits in order to enjoy a better quality of life. So then femininity is just one of the 12. We embrace all these healthy habits so that we can have less bad habits to sabotage our efforts to obey God and more good habits to support our success as we aim to do all that Yahweh has called us to do. So for all these healthy habits, I offer guidance via videos, workbooks, classes, and support groups to help you to be able to implement and stick with each of these habits. So if you can think of anything where you would like more guidance, just know that I'm here to help guide you, and you can find more details on my website, which is trulythrivinglives.org. All right, so I'd love to know, how did you enjoy today's class and what questions do you have for me? You can let me know in the comments below, or if you'd like, you can just save your questions for support group or for coaching. Either way, I very much look forward to supporting you along your journey. All right, thanks again for attending, and I hope that you have a blessed day.